Far beyond the sky. Oh, they tell me of a home far away. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an uncloudy day. Oh, the land of an uncloudy day. Oh, the land of an uncloudy day. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an uncloudy day. As my sister said, my grandmother raised me, and that was one of her favorite songs that she used to sing sometime to us as little children. And yeah, true enough, I love to play in the mud. That was fun. I love chicken feet. I still eat them. So they are quite good. But things come up on us sometimes. We think of what month we have now. We think of February as Black History Month. Well, what is Black history? What is history? What do you think history is? We give it a color and we call it black. Okay, so why? Because we are black, so we look at Black history. Okay, it's not just in the month of February. It's all through the year. We are black all through the year. To our God Most High. Sometimes we forget too quickly the good things that the Lord has done for us. And is still doing for us every day. When our bills are due and our money is low, call on Jesus, the Master of the universe. And in the moment and in the twinkling of an eye, your prayers will be heard and your needs will be met. Because Malachi 3:10 says, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. Amen. Now you know God said that. Amen. Now that's the last part of the verse. But now the first part is up to you. He said, bring ye all your tithes into the storehouse. Now are we bringing them into the storehouse today? Now let me tell you what our Sister Adams said. And that's Anna Adams here. Don't y'all go see it. I said this was a book in the Bible. Deuteronomy 4:23 says, take heed unto yourselves, lest ye forget the covenant of the Lord your God, and make you graven images or the likeness of anything which the Lord thy God has forbidden thee. I say good morning to you, church. I would like for you to think with me just for a few moments on this thought or subject, lest we forget. To the pastor, giving most honor to God our Father and our Savior. To our mistress of ceremony, a sister who introduced me, brothers, sisters, and in Jesus Christ. And of course, our pride is singing so loving. I thank all of you all for coming out today, because I know you didn't come out to hear me. You came out to church here. Now, Deuteronomy is an Old Testament book. It is commonly identified as the farewell speech of Moses to the people of Israel just before his death. Moses challenged the people to remain faithful to their God and his command as they prepared to enter the promised land. Moses reminded the people of their slavery in Egypt, how God had brought them safely through the wilderness for 40 years. And you know, Bob ran sometime. We do stuff and we eat a little something. We all love to eat, and we kind of gain a little weight and stuff. Our shoes and stuff get too big, get too little, brother. Our clothes get too little. And my sister sometimes, she said they shrink. But they kind of actually get a little bit too little. But do you know that in Deuteronomy 8:4, it says, thy raiment, which is their clothes, waxed not old upon thee, neither did thy foot swell, the feet didn't get no bigger, these 40 years. Who but a God could make clothes and shoes that could last that long? Lest we forget. God will always keep his word. Matthew 5:18 says, heaven and earth will pass away, but his word will stand. His name is to be praised from the rising of the sun until it goes down in the evening, because Psalms 113 and 1 says so. Even when things were going good for Israel, they were still supposed to serve the Lord. Now, just because we said we done overcome, that don't mean we're supposed to stop serving the Lord. Because I know the other day that Dr. Lawrence C. Jones, he wanted to serve, so he started out on a tree. He fought their battles in Exodus chapter 7-12. He plagued the Egyptians with water to blood, frogs, lice, pestilence, to love the livestock, boils, hail, locusts, darkness. You know, sometimes we all scared of the darkness. This darkness, you could feel it. Now, you know that was some kind of darkness. It lasted 3 days. Then he had the death of the firstborn. Lest we forget and follow after the ways of the world. What are we doing that will one day be remembered for the Lord in Black history? Are we teaching his word? Are we coming to church? Are we coming to Sunday school? Are we setting a good example in our community and at our jobs? Do we give a smile every now and then? Do we give a kind word to a stranger or to a friend? Are we visiting the sick, or are we praying daily? The God of Israel then turned around and parted the Red Sea for them. They walked across on dry land. Now Pharaoh's army tried to do this, but they were serving the wrong God. He couldn't hold back the water for them. Now what God are you serving? You said you've overcome. Oh, but how soon we forget. Even before they crossed the Red Sea, they began grumbling about Moses for bringing them out of Egypt. Now, you know the people had been down there for 430 years. The generation had passed. Exodus 12:40 says so. Now, if your folks been in slavery that long, wouldn't you be ready to come out? Now, what you fussing for? Okay, it's just like now we be arguing going on. Now, why did they leave us in slavery? I enjoy getting harmed and lynched. Now, you know, that's just something I seen that's what we be saying. So that's almost what they said. They enjoyed staying down there starving to death. Now they were murmuring about dying in the wilderness. Well, that didn't do. 3 days later, into the wilderness, they were murmuring about the water. Come out, we can't drink it, it's bitter. Well, that was in Exodus 15:22-25. Well, in Exodus 16, they were grumbling about the food. You know, we ain't got nothing to eat. When we were down there in Egypt, we sat by our flesh pots and did eat to the full. Now, when you see a slave eat to the full? Okay, then the Lord come along and provide them with manna and quail. The Lord is the bridge that brought them over. I say to you today, as Reverend Dr. Benny Lee Irvin said, on December 31st, 1983, don't forget the bridge that brought you over. Teach your children to live a meaningful life for the Lord. Do you remember Josh Gibson? He was the greatest hitter in the Negro League. Do you remember George Washington? His last will and testimony. This was the first president. He freed his slaves in 1799. His will reflected concern for their financial welfare and for their education. Do you remember the act to prohibit the importation of slaves? Do you remember the North Star, the Compromise of 1850? Do you remember what to the slaves is the 4th of July? This is Frederick Douglass' Independence Day speech in 1852. Now, y'all, when the 4th of July comes, y'all don't think about Frederick Douglass. All y'all think about where y'all going to get some barbecue. Barbecue, barbecue, barbecue. That's all we think of. Girls, you going to bring the potato salad? Yeah, I bring it. Okay. But Frederick Douglass said, what to the slaves of the 4th of July? They didn't have no freedom, so that don't mean nothing to us. The 13th Amendment of 1865, the Civil Rights Act of 1875, the Civil Rights Act of 1960.